Welcome to Soulscapes, a place where art speaks louder than words, a space where canvas can tell different stories in silence, a space where emotions are brought out by a painting that even a therapist cannot do that. Hi, I'm Sidrah. I'm a Soulscape artist since 30 years, and this is my journey with art. Today, I want to talk about how I began this journey. I started I started painting as a child, of course. Uh, all children love the creative classes when they color with color crayons and watercolors and other mediums. So as a child, I enjoyed each and every art class. That was the highlight of my day in school. I was good in other subjects as well. I was good in maths and physics, to the point that I had to be the topper in the class. But it was in the art classes that I would just light up from within. I have no idea why, but as a child, it comes naturally. So I just went with the flow. I started to learn how to paint. I never let go of it. So when I was 16, 17, I started to learn under the mentorship of a very senior artist. He was seasoned, he was old in age and in experience. And I decided to learn under his mentorship. I wanted to, um, let's say, master the art of painting in oils. So I went to him and he taught me how to paint in the medium of oils. It was a lengthy process. He took 2 years to just teach me how to sketch some more, and sketch some more, and sketch some more. I was relentless. I would ask him every class. I would ask him, "Can I paint? Can I paint?" And he would say no. But in those 2.5 years, he, I think, kind of uh, understood the kind of a person that I am. So eventually, in 1995, I painted my first painting. It's called The Barn. If you look at it, it's simple. Eh, To me, it was simple. I chose that subject because that was it called to me. It was the most simple thing that my mind could decipher, I would say. Or maybe it was just my soul saying, okay, this is it, and you paint this. And I did that. If you look at it, uh, it's as uh, maybe to some, if you look at it, it might be basic. For some, it might be like, what's the big deal? It's just a landscape. But to me, it wasn't. To me, it was a call to home. I painted an emotion. I did not realize at that time that I was painting an emotion of simplicity. I was really young. I was just 20, and I looked at life with starry eyes, with a certain innocence. I was naive, and I had many dreams that I want to do this, I want to do that, and I want to live here, I want to live there, and just you know, anyone who's a teenager or in their early 20s, they have dreams. We all have dreams, but not a single dream of mine included me being an artist someday. But here I am 30 years later, known as a soulscape artist. My paintings have traveled all over the world. I have won many awards. And the recognition that something, a seed I planted 3 decades ago, is bearing fruit now, is what I want to talk about in this message that I'm trying to say. In painting a simple life, not a simple life, in painting the barn, I started this journey not knowing where it's going to go, not knowing whether I will continue it, whether I will stop it, whether um, am I painting for anybody, am I painting for myself. I didn't know anything, and I don't think I was painting for myself either. I was just creating, I was just painting, I was creating. And what I'm trying to say is, I was painting from a place of my truth. My truth at that time and today also is that of simplicity. I thought of life as very simple back then. And despite going through 3 decades of a life uh, filled with turmoil, tumultuous experiences, and which everybody goes through. That's 3 decades is a long time. But having gone through all of that, I still believe life is simple. Life can be simple, and it is simple. It's us as human beings, we complicate it because the soul is born simple and the soul will go as a simple energetic form. And that soul is what remained consistent throughout my entire journey with my art. I say I talk more about simplicities because this painting was born out of simplicity, and 30 years down the line, recently I painted another painting, and it's similar to the barn. It's called A Simple Life. If you look at the painting, it is once again, it has mountains and a river, that's a stream that's flowing gently. There are no rocks. There's no, the water is not gushing. It's not there are no rocks in between as obstacles. It was a fluid. The water was fluid. It was flowing with no obstacles to it. There's a house somewhere, probably somebody's home, and it's the emotion once again was that of simplicity. And this painting has recently been recognized to me in my artistic career, the highest recognition. Um, Won an award by the Accademia Italiana El Mondo. To me, that it doesn't get higher than that. To be recognized by such a prestigious platform at such a high level, uh, it's it's an achievement that I am proud of. But I don't want to talk about it from a place of ego or arrogance. What I'm trying to say is, it took 30 years for the world to recognize something that I began from a place of not knowing where this journey is going to go. By that, I have realized today at this age that destiny will always catch up with you. No matter how far you run, no matter where you hide, no matter if you forget something, destiny waits. It waits in silence, it waits patiently, it will look, it will navigate, eventually it will catch up to you. So what is meant for you, what is meant for me, will come to you. I understand everybody talks about manifesting and be surrender and you will receive, and yes, I understand all of that, and it probably happens to people. But not a single day did I manifest that I'm going to be an artist and I'm going to be recognized and etc. etc. Yet here I am, where my destiny has caught up to me, because I truly believe what was meant for me, what was destined for me, has caught up to me. And this, I understand today, happens when you express or when you speak or when you do anything from a place of authenticity and from a place of truth. There are two ways of looking at the truth. It can be my truth, it can be truth that exists as a drop in the universe. By that, I mean it is a truth not from my point of view or your point of view or a third person's point of view. It is just the truth that exists. And when we detach, we look at it and we realize, okay, that is the truth. So if somebody is, the word aligned, if somebody is aligned enough to understand that my truth and the truth that exists in this space are one and the same thing, I think that's when the magic happens. That's my understanding. And I hope somebody kind of, I hope it makes sense to somebody who's listening to this. My intention always with all my art is to bring about an emotion that will touch so deep that maybe you did not know you have that emotion somewhere inside. That is why I am a soulscape artist. My art touches the soul of whoever's looking at it. It may not bring out the best reaction, it may not bring out the best emotion. Either ways, it's going to touch your soul. It could be even just something that you look at it and you just brush it off. You're like, okay, it doesn't matter. It's for that 1 second, it went somewhere and it It entered and it exited. It took just 1 second, which is fine with me. I always, um my intention is always to bring about peace, because that's the kind of a person I am. It is to bring about a certain level of, when I say peace, I don't mean world peace. I mean a peace within yourself. Let's say, for in that moment, if you are going through kind of a confusion, or if you're going through a kind of an emotion that is weighing very heavy for you, but maybe if you look at my painting, even if it's for a brief moment, my intention, my energy that I put into that painting is to bring out a certain kind of clarity, a certain kind of peace, a certain kind of calmness, and is just a good emotion, a good feeling, a good energy. That is what I am about. That is what I paint. That's the only expression I know, is by painting. I've been doing it for decades, and it's caught up with me. So I realized that's the kind of a person I am. I hope you stay with me on this journey. We can navigate through emotions of life with art. If the art helps, not necessarily my art, we can speak about other art. There are other amazing artists that I've met throughout my entire life. I just want to speak about anything that is to do with emotion, and my medium of doing it is with art. So do stay with me on this journey, and let's stay connected. If you like this kind of content, do subscribe or share this message with someone who you feel would appreciate it. And let's stay connected. Thank you for staying tuned with me today.